All right, and we are on. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. So what we're going to do right now is play our intro video. That way you can like, share, comment, get into our comment section. This is the CSRN podcast. We will be right back.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
not guilty
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. And our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
We are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live. Well, we're streaming live from Mott Branch Library right here in Toledo, Ohio. And shout out to Mott Branch. They always roll out the red, black, and green carpet for us. Let's start with our introductions. We have a unique and special guest today, as we always do, Jody. All of our guests are unique and talented in their own way. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I'm one of the co-founders of CSRN, along with Mike Leonardi and Jabril Bey. I'm also an active and registered member of the Nation of Islam, and we'll be talking about the 94th anniversary of the Nation of Islam, which took place last week on the 4th of July. That's a fun fact right there, that the birth date of the Nation of Islam is 1930, July 4th, and 94 years old or young this year. What am I wearing today? I've got on a green V-neck t-shirt, a brown hat. I've got my brown rim glasses on. I've got my beats on, thanks to Jody. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting, protecting, and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter, Injustice or Else. We've got a couple other things that's going on in the city we want to highlight. But before we even get to that, could you introduce yourself and shout out to those who are watching now? Put something in the comments. Let us know that you're watching. Activism is live and well here in the city of Toledo, Northwest Ohio, and wherever we pull up. Yeah. All right, let's roll.
What's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth, treasurer of this wonderful organization, and the guy, I guess, behind the voice, because I hear a lot of people hear me or have heard of me, especially in the next coming weekend with the African American Festival. I had several people on the bus like, hey, I heard your name a whole bunch of times. And I'm like, yep, that's me. So for those of you out there listening, again, we always appreciate you very much. And like you said, we're probably going to get into some more things to make sure that you guys are listening, or if you want to engage and you've never engaged before, so put something in the chat, leave a comment, leave maybe a, hey, I want to be on a show, and we'll try and contact you best as we can. Again, this is live, this is weekly, and, you know, plans and stuff. You never know who might be a guest on the show. I'll be putting something up on our main page of like maybe 100 or so guests that we've had over the last couple of years. But this is 4 years of us doing this live, working it out with the minutia and the copyright restrictions. So sometimes if you can't hear it on one platform, I'm pretty sure YouTube, because we never got any strikes over there. That's right. And that would also build our channel up, because we're trying to get to that 100,000. But I am a big brown bear of a man that is covered in tattoos and crystals and stones and bones and artifacts from traveling and not being any of the things that I am now, nor was my purpose to become those. I just wanted to find a way to use my voice. And now I hope people around the world use theirs, whether it be through poetry or art or illustration and books and all this other stuff. What I wear is normally like a double-breasted something. This one is like the blue checkered ones with more danglies and bits and stuff. The shirt I'm wearing is a Summer Toledo. There we go. I think y'all can see it on camera now. Yeah. Summer Toledo 2024, which I actually got as part of a program with Kristen Moncrief and Optiogo that we did the Vision Summer Camp, which we may be doing something else here coming very soon. Let's check out my page. I'll be posting about that. But there's a lot of stuff going on in summer. We got, what, 2 months left? 2 months. 2 months left. A lot of events just about every single weekend is full. We got concert series and, again, festivals and honorees. So if you're bored, there's definitely something you can do. Even if you don't like lots of crowds, there's art programs that you can go to that weren't here during the unspeakable, all that stuff. So people are outside, people are creating, people are finding their joy and happiness. And we're just, you know, maybe that little hour throughout your Tuesday that you can find some of yours. How do you get to this point? How do you survive 10 years through activism, through helping people, through being through some of the most traumatic human experiences? Well, we have a foundation and walls that we like to call our mission statement and the guiding principles that go along with it. That is right. And that's what keeps us together. It's kind of like our own version of Bibbles, however you want to pronounce it, that keep us grounded and that will have something to pass down when we can no longer be on a show or out in the street protesting. Because, you know, that's what comes with age. You help the younger people grow
That's right.
up by what you went through. Not what you heard somebody go through or watched or rewatched, but what you actually went through. So, this is our mission statement. And again, we thank you every week for joining us. Let's begin. Peace. We are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer, of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, yes, most often, police brutality goes without consequence and accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color, for all lives to matter. Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. And justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
All right. And before we get into our guiding principles, we're celebrating 10 years this year. In November, we would be doing this type of work together for 10 years. So if you had a Black Lives Matter moment, what would your Black Lives Matter moment be?
You go first.
All right. Well, I'm thinking about the, I think it had to be maybe 2017, 2018. And there was always, during that time, there's always something happening. And we picked probably the only day to have a protest, and it was raining. Mm-hmm. And we agreed that, hey, listen, we're going to meet up on Bancroft and Upton. And, you know, I keep all the signs in my trunk.
Right.
And I think that was one of the most dedicated days that I've ever had, because me being a little bit older, as it was raining, I'm looking at some of the other younger people, thinking, hey, I think we need to, bring it in.
Right.
And no, more people showed up. So, that kind of challenged my old person, thing. So that was a moment for me. And especially as a older person, I'll be 61 next month. All right. And a lot of the older people like
to have a rebuttal in the room.
Yeah. A lot of the older people would like younger people to act like them, but it's different now. The way older people done things, it's not done that way. So I just love being a part of this process, seeing how activism evolves, and now we're using social media. There's still street heat. Some of the things are done in a political arena. Some of them are done more grassroots, and you put all those things together and make it happen. So that's my Black Lives Matter moment. Did you want me to go right into the guiding principles, or do you have yours ready?
I have my moment. My moment is something we actually started doing and then stopped. We used to go for Black Friday out to the mall. We even went through the mall at one of those years and did the whole hands up, don't shoot thing in the height of it before 2020. I'd speak to a lot of activists now or go to a lot of groups where that's all they remember. It's like, yeah, 2020 and BLM, I'm like, we were a few years off, but we thank you for being there through some of the most drama of the y'all was right period.
Yeah, absolutely.
But doing that every year, and then at the place we are now, we don't have to. There are so many business owners and entrepreneurs of melanation that it's no longer necessary to tell people wake up or stop buying from this or start creating your own, because the deluge of everybody that kind of during that unspeakable virus time got it is good. Communities are building. I see a lot of my friends now helping their kids start their own business, even if it's like scrunchies or a journal that they're doing. It's a real beautiful thing because I didn't grow up with that. I grew up with, again, 9 to 5, nuclear family. This is what you do. You could complain about it or you could be a bum.
Yeah.
And that mentality, like you said, was the generation I saw growing up. The one that's going on now with social media and technology and the connectivity of the younger activists in groups is completely different from what we're used to.
Right.
We're not, even us, we're not meeting in a group of people and then coming back after we've talked and recording it for you. We're live in person. And if you got something to say in the group or in the chat, if you got an event, that's another thing about the power of live. If you got an event that's going on and you know it's community based, put it in the chat. We can't do everything for everybody, but we can give you the opportunity while we are live on air to connect with people you may not otherwise.
All right. Hey, that brings us to our guiding principles. And it's not easy bringing all the protesters together and having one thing, that everyone does without the potential of high drama. So we use our guiding principles to hold us together, hold us accountable, that we treat each other with respect. These are the CSRN guiding principles. All Black Lives Matter, queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, wealthy Black lives, differently able Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe?
Ashe.
And that means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principled struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe?
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe?
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, intentional, and essential practice. Ashe?
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe?
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe.
Ashe.
Hey, Jody, we're going to take a short break right now. We're going to come back with our guests. And as always, our guests will introduce themselves, what they're wearing, and what we're talking about today. And it seems like we always have something, unique that that's camera B. We always have something unique. I was like, why isn't it showing me? Well,
And the hand gestures.
yeah, why is that? What is happening? What is happening? So yeah, we're going to come back with a special person. He's going to give you some insight of what he's doing, how he got there. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We'll be right back.
Canal.
En esta hermosísima ciudad de Orlando.
I'm here in Barranquilla, Colombia, and in sunny Miami. Daytona Beach, mis amigos, that's where we're at today.
Desde la ciudad de Cartagena, Colombia.
We are in Orlando right now, here in Florida.
I'm Helene Sheets, Director of Marketing and Communications at beautiful Lourdes University, and we've been a proud sponsor and supporter of Voces Latinas TV for over a decade. It has been a fantastic partnership. It's been our doorway into the Latino community. We've met so many incredible people, created so many partnerships. Our students absolutely love the connections we've made through Voces Latinas TV, and we're looking forward to at least another decade, 2 decades.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live from my branch library. We talk about the things that we've done last week, which was a lot of the stuff that we did last week. Jody's going to come and talk about that. The things that we're working on right now, which is getting some of the African-American festival going. And we've got Jody as one of the honored I don't know if he's one of the honored participants or honorees. Honorees. All right, yeah, there.
That sounds so majestic.
One of the honorees is this year.
He is the honored one.
Man, and I can't imagine how he's doing that. I always say that I'm the one that wears the suits, and I talk the talk, but they always let him in the door first. Hey, listen, we're back. One of the things that we love to do at CSRN is whenever we have a guest, we ask them who they are, what are they wearing, and what are we talking about today? So, special guest, who are you? What are you wearing? That's some unique drip that you have on. And what are we talking about today?
It's drip that's immaculate. I am Mr. Muhammad, also known as Yasin Muhammad. I am the now current author of the book Fable 5, Part 1. If you guys can hold this.
All right,
here.
We see it.
Yes, I am now a full-fledged author, and it's very nice to say true author or actual author.
Oh, absolutely.
Soon to be. No,
absolutely.
I am an author of the book known as Fabled 5. Part
Okay, it
one.
looks like they put it on the
Oh,
yeah. All right.
oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's just insane. It says that it's available on Amazon.
It
so
is.
so let's leave it right there. The tech team put it right there in the middle. So I'm gonna stay on this side of the book.
Okay.
You stay on that side of the book. All right.
Okay.
All right. So what is it about?
Okay.
Yeah, let's just start there.
Okay.
What is this about? Fable 5, and it says part 1.
Yeah. So Fable 5 is a book that revolves around 5 particular people. Now, necessarily, I would say superheroes, but at the end of the day, in the book, they are just people with superpowers.
Okay, all right.
They're basically escapees from a prison, and they are able to break out due to a character known as Bonfire, who I am cosplayed as. I'm not giving nothing away in the story, but
All right.
Bonfire is a catalyst for a lot of events in the story through breaking these characters out of prison. And and these characters go on to either liberate other places from the same tyranny, and their ultimate goal is to stop the main bad guy, Grim Reaper's soul, from overtaking the world.
All right. When did you first have this idea of all of this, and what did it take to bring it from a thought to an actual book?
Okay. So the first time I had this thought of this book was when I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I think it was just a little bit before I started wrestling in high school. But the book it didn't all come to me at first. But it came in just bits and pieces. The first character I made for this story was Red Eye Dan. That is who's at the center of the book cover. If you've seen the book cover, he's the one that's in the center. He's the center of the story. He's the main character that we follow through mostly.
Okay, so he's the one with obviously a red eye.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Super easy to pick out with a super easy name. I didn't want my people or readers to have a hard time discerning who is Red Eye Dan. If you see the character, you kind of know it.
All right, my next question is, what did it take for you to take this from a thought to the actual book right here? This is an actual book. What is the page number? 375? Is that 371? You've got, I don't know if I'm giving it all away. Not only
that one. You can show that.
You also have some great artwork in here too.
I think the camera.
Oh no, it's right here. Yeah, well, no, it's right in the.
Okay, I see.
They're telling me to do stuff that I know what I'm. I know what I'm doing.
Okay, my bad.
But that's all right. It's all good. It's all good. How about this? We'll put it. Yeah, that's some excellent art right there. Excellent art. And also there's some words too. I'm not giving you any spoilers, all right, but there's some words too in there.
Absolutely.
So at one point this didn't exist.
Yes, at one point it didn't exist. Yes.
How did you pull it all together?
Okay. So I've already wrote the book at least 5 times over. This book it's like the book that you see now is not the first time it's been done. It's actually been done at least 5 times over, including like sequels and stuff. So this book has had like several sequels before. Anyone that know me in high school will tell you that this book has been rewritten several times.
Okay.
So let's just get to the chase of how all this happened. So by the time of 2017, the book itself was already done. The words, everything, point blank done. Now, once it came to the year 2023, I met up with my artist known as Muhammad Bakir. He's a friend of mine from Nigeria, and I saw his art just on Facebook. And this was a moment when I was actually thinking, like, am I actually going to do this book? Because I know people will really want to see pictures, but I don't know any artists like that. Like, I mean, I know people that can sketch, that can draw, but I don't know people that can really thug it out and actually, pull whatever I need off.
Right.
So once came 2023, I met up with Bakir on the internet. I just had him draw the character Bonfire one time, and I knew this was the guy I wanted.
Oh, that's what's up.
So after that, he became my my go-to artist for the whole time. Now, fast forward a year later, 2024, I meet my first editor, Yasina Muhammad. She is my first editor. She's actually the one that told me to split the book into two parts, because this book is already around 300 pages, and she told me that the additional book, which is of similar length, which would have made this around 600 pages or even more. She said to split this up because there's a lot of stuff that people need to digest, and she told me a specific part where readers need to digest a certain moment in the book, and I fully agreed with her, and she was a big help in this. And if you want to just fast forward just a few months later,
okay,
I met my publisher named Yash Sharma. And Yash Sharma is I know Yash and Yasin.
All right, yeah, that's what's up.
That's funny. He's from India, and he helped me published all this, and he created both trailers with the music and stuff that I was able to get from other people.
Oh, you know what? We should have led in with the. Can we go to your website?
Oh, go. Yeah. There's two trailers.
Okay, right now we are.
There's two trailers, but I think the first one you see, it should be the main one. Excuse me, I gotta take off these glasses. I can see nothing but orange, so I can help you out. There we go.
All right, so right now here we are.
Yeah.
We're on the Fable 5. We're on the Fable.
Scroll down. Yep, that's it.
All right, can we listen to it?
Of course.
All right, that is the Fable 5. All right, that's the trailer. Man, this is awesome. This is awesome.
If you're wondering about the theme song, as I'm sure you're wondering about it.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
So yeah, that was an actual song I created with the help of one of my friends, Jacob. And he helped me out with sampling from this symphony called Symphony Number 9 New World Symphony. So it's a public domain symphony. So I just used bits and pieces of it, and we sampled it, and then over it, one of his friends played a live guitar over it, and I was just blown away by it. So we named it Apocalyptic Opera, because the story takes place in the apocalyptic world. But the theme was just something I knew I had to do. Every superhero team has its own theme song. If you ever seen a Marvel movie, you know the theme I'm talking about. When Black Panther says "Cap on your left," and and then everyone comes out the portal, you know that theme song when it hits. So I always wanted the theme song that's gonna hit when something big happens. And although this book won't, have audio to it, unfortunately, I just don't have the money at the moment. But in the future, any animated shorts that I can probably get a hold of, if I can find people to do that for me, or anything else like that, that would be the main music I would love to just not exploit, to promote, because that music, that theme hits really hard, and I love it. I just love it.
All right. Also, you got some you got some
Oh,
prints with you.
I got some goodies.
Yeah, let's bring those over. I may get something free tonight.
Can I get them? Can I take this off for a
Yeah,
second?
go ahead.
All right. This is super cool. Oh yeah. So these prints are actually available for purchase. These are special prints, which is why why they look like this. This is the character known as Bonfire,
Yeah,
the
let's
one
put
I
this
am
right.
dressed up as. This print, all prints cost. The big prints are $20, while the smaller prints are around $5. But these prints are really not easy to come by, even for myself. So I just be having these in my room until I'm ready to sell them off. I keep my stuff in pristine, along with my other Dragon Ball Z posters. I keep my stuff in pristine order. That's
All right.
Bonfire. If you want to hold on to that,
Okay.
we can put. And next we have the character Strongest Man. This is my favorite. Oh man, this is my favorite. It's just so cool. We have so many pictures. We have so many redrawings of this character because my artist just loves drawing him, and he just says, "Bro, I just love this character. Can I just draw him for a second?" And I just told him, "Yeah." And he came out with this drawing, so we took it. So we took it and got it printed. If he saw this big printing, he'd be so happy. I might just text it to him myself. Next, we have the character Liberation. Fun fact, Liberation was actually a character I made when I was 14. He just went by a different name. But
let me get him out the glare.
Yeah, he's the second oldest character I made, but not older in the book.
Now he looks like a kind of a Grim Reaper.
So he's a Reaper in training. He his little backstory is that he trained under Grim Reaper Death to be the next a Grim Reaper, the next Grim Reaper in line. But as he goes,
I didn't know they did training. I just thought they just filled out an application.
Well, no. See,
Okay.
for to become a Grim Reaper, you gotta already be under another Grim Reaper. And if you're it's a big nepotism thing. People
Okay.
don't like nepotism, but it's nepotism.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. This is
These
Rockstar.
are really nice.
Yes, that's Rockstar. She's the energy of the group, hyperactive like me, a knucklehead like me. She is a musician that uses her influence to gain followers. For those that would like to start a revolution, having some music or art and stuff is a good way to get people on your side.
All right, now I think that I've saw there's Bonfire, there's the Strongest Man.
Mm-hmm.
There's the Reaper Liberation,
Yeah.
and you've got a woman or a female in there.
Yeah.
What was it that made you say, okay,
Oh.
we really got to mix this up?
Oh,
all
yeah.
right. I mean, yeah, I don't want to get canceled by saying why you put a woman in there?
Why did I put a woman in the story?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Okay. So like Liberation, Rockstar was a character.
Let me put her up there while you talk.
Yeah, Rockstar is a character that I made when I was 14. So I already knew what Rockstar was about, but that is a good question of why I added a female character to this story that's very overpopulated by a lot of male characters. Rockstar is definitely a very interesting character in this story, because you would think through all the apocalyptic stuff that you would think it would cause someone to be standoffish or just not approachable. But I think adding that woman factor of approachability, growing up, most of my teachers were female, and a lot of my bosses were female. I just think that female approachableness, especially when it's a very kind woman, they're just very approachable. Easier to talk to, easier to at least for me, easier to kind of what's that word? Feel represented by.
Okay.
That female factor is it's a really important thing. And to have Rockstar in the story, especially with young girls and stuff. It's cool to have a character like that that's not only like super confident, super strong physically and mentally, but also just looks pretty darn cool in general. I always told my artist when I draw, one of the simplest things I told him to do is just make them look cool.
All right. And it appears that they did that. Did you have any more?
Yes, I have one more. Is it upside down? No, I'm good. This is Red Eye Dan. It's his print. It's almost all white, but he's in the center. This is a really cool character. A lot of his sort of style, if I can be a little more candid about the making of Red Eye Dan, a lot of inspirations was the movie The Crow. He was originally going to have face paint, but I just kind of went away with that. If he has the red eye, it's kind of like a hat on a hat kind of deal.
Okay.
The character The Crow, the wrestler Sting. I don't know if anyone's a wrestling fan in here, but the wrestler Sting was a good inspiration, and Neo from The Matrix. I just like mysterious characters like you look at them and you just want to know more about them. You know, why they look all dark and gritty on, that red and black, just really hits really cool with his whole character design. I just like the dark and mysterious character, and I think Red Eye Dan as a main character, the more you want to learn about him, the easier it is to follow the story. You don't want to follow the most complicated, at least for me, you don't want to follow the most complicated man in an already complicated story.
True.
So to follow someone a little bit easier to kind of you kind of get them. So now the story is more digestible with him, and you kind of follow the other characters as they follow him too.
All right, we got a couple of more questions for you.
Of course.
One of the questions is, do you have a favorite character? And no, you got all the characters here, so I'm sure that
I have no. Who is my favorite character? Are you asking me design wise or just the favorite character design wise or favorite character to write?
Let's go with first to write.
My favorite character to write is actually Rockstar. Where's she at? There she is. I know we're gonna just keep doing this, and I don't care. Rockstar is literally the most fun character to write. Although I'm a if you ever met me, yes, I don't have a filter like at all. If you ever catch me on like a really good day, I don't have no responsibilities or I don't gotta watch after children and stuff. If you like met me, I do not have a filter. If I say something odd, I'm gonna say something odd. Everyone's just gonna be staring at what I just said, and I'm just gonna be like, I guess I just said that. But I just love, and that's the character Rockstar. She just says what she wants, and it's like I don't even have to. She's the only character that I can write as while being myself.
All right. So, who's the most challenging?
The most challenging character to write is Liberation's very challenging. So serious. This character is so serious. It's it almost like it makes me mad sometimes. But he has like one of the better dialogues because he's like a character that's like learning what it means to be human because he's not human. He's a Grim Reaper. So to already be dead and not have the experience of being alive, not having a heartbeat, not feeling like your blood boiling, not really feeling anger and stuff. Not having that experience and then seeing other people experience that, it's just kind of difficult. So it's really difficult to write somebody without a human heart. You gotta like do that without making the character, a bad person. It's very hard to explain, but I have to write without like emotion with this character, but not without feeling. He still says things. He still can like voice his opinion, but it's hard for him to understand other people. He lives by duty. He's a Grim Reaper, and basically he just has to wait till Red Eye Dan dies because that's his. Basically, he's his like guardian Reaper. until Daniel dies, and he has to take his soul back to the afterlife.
Okay.
So basically, he lives his life with the only purpose.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he lives his life
right.
with the sole purpose of Red-Eye Dan dying and then taking his soul back. That's basically when his journey ends.
All right.
He doesn't want it to end.
We put your website is in the crawler right there. Yasin J Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
At Wixie, I think.
No, yasinjmuhammad.wixsite.com/author.
Okay. All right. Okay. That it's going right across there right now. All right. Lastly, what is it that you do for self-care?
I would say writing, but writing, because now writing this is funny because now that it's not a hobby, I just started doing this long. I'm not making millions of bucks, but the sort of way, the context of like writing has like really like changed now, because now I'm no longer writing for fun. I'm writing for like the idea that I'm going to make a profit out of it. It's like kind of weird. I can still write for fun, but there's still like an underlying thing. But I mean, I still try to write. Right now, I switch up what I write now. So I try writing horror and stuff, just things I may not want to publish, or just some things are just going to be for me. So it's still writing, but definitely with the book Fable 5, it's a little different now. If I can speak a little ahead into the future, even now we're working on not the direct sequel to part 1. We're writing a spin-off story called Fable 5 Monsters. And eventually me and my I'll post some art of some of the new characters that you're gonna meet in Monsters. But I definitely wanted to write monsters a lot, and it's definitely a cool spin-off story.
All right. What I wanted to put up right now, you've got some other things here.
I do. Anyone that I keep saying this, anyone that knows me, but truly anyone that knows me knows that I make beats. And now that I got my art out now, well, I'm gonna kind of put the 2 and 2 together. So each character has their own beads. For example, Red-Eye, I don't know if anyone can see this, but these are the Red-Eye Dan skull beads. They're all skull beads.
All right.
I didn't want to make them so different. I wanted to make it at least easier for people to understand. These are Red-Eye Dan skull beads. Of course, they are red, the bright red. I think they look really great. If you want to see them on person, this is what they look like. A very easy fit, easy wear. Next, we have the Bonfire Blue. See how that sounds? These are the Sky Blue, Bonfire Blue beads. Of course, they are modeled after Bonfire's blue hair when he powers up. Next, we have the Rockstar Pink. No, that's not alliteration, but you can't win all the battles.
That's right.
This is Rockstar Pink. The skull beads. Since the story is a very dark story, I want it to be represented by skulls. And I know people out there that says, well, skulls are evil. Well, they protect your head. When you get when you fall on your face, you don't want to be protected by your femur. So look at this. This is Liberation's purple bracelet, modeled after the inside of his cape, which is purple. If you want to see what it looks like on my body, a perfect fit. If you're around my size, is gonna fit snug. If you're a little bigger like Shaq, well, I don't know what to do with you. You got to go somewhere else.
That's right. We'll put 2 of them together.
See, you know what I'm thinking. This strongest man, he gets something special. The red and yellow. The black and yellow. I got orange glasses on. I can't see colors. This is the black and yellow strongest man glasses with the yellow skulls and black beads. This is one of my favorite ones. I haven't worn it. I actually just made it yesterday. But this was one of my favorites. It really goes well with his aesthetic of being a big, tall black guy in the yellow gloves. And I thought that having the black skulls representing his black skin, and the yellow representing his gauntlets.
All right. It looks like you.
These are also $20. I will start making them a lot more if you want these. You can go to my Facebook and just shoot me a message on my messenger. I am not hard to find. I post frequently. Even recently, I've been in cat. I've been on an extra in a movie recently. That was fun. So look forward to a lot more stuff like that. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be in a music video. I don't know if you know Nate Hicks.
I know Nate.
Nate Hicks. Yes. I've been casted to be in a music video tomorrow. In one of his music videos for one of his songs, and that's gonna be really fun. Expect to see a post about that. I'm gonna be moving at light speed. Once I get everything situated, me and my publisher, we're gonna talk about building a website for merchandise.
All right.
Even some puzzle pieces for families and stuff that they can enjoy together.
All right. Hey, listen, would you be willing to come back and every time you take a, step up a couple of levels to come back and share with us?
Of course.
And before we go, what do you do for self-care?
Okay. I know you asked me that again, but I can answer that a second time with a different answer. What I do for self-care is that for me personally, I like to cook. I definitely think that what a lot of people my age miss out on is the skill of cooking. Not saying that people my age can't cook, but the amount of people I've seen that eat out all the time and don't cook, it's noticeable. I think cooking is a very good skill to have. Even if you can't cook something.
All right.
So I'm a person that recently yesterday I made some fried zucchini. It was so good. So even I just try to experiment with food. I try to keep myself healthy. I want to keep myself fitting in this thing as much as I can. I don't want to bust out my own my own costume. But I definitely would love to come back. Even if I got nothing to say, I still work in the community as a case manager. I help kids out. So I still have other things that I do.
All right.
Recently I did acting and stuff. So who knows what lies ahead of me in a field like that. If I ever get an opportunity or whatever, I'm game.
All right.
Buy Fabled 5 Part 1 on Amazon.com. Easy to find. Only $22 for the paperback, $45 for the hardcover.
I'm going to get the hardcover.
Get the hardcover. It's the best way to experience the book with the hardcover. The art is so majestic in that book. It's hard to put down. I have friends that's already got theirs. Get yours. It's a dream come true for me, but it's a love letter to all story writers. Here's a message for a lot of people that feel like they can't do it. You can.
That's right.
You can do it. I'm not someone that was anybody special. I just I found the right people. I don't even mind sharing the people that I know that write, that do stuff like this. This book cover, I don't know if you saw the book cover. I don't want to be wasting any more of your time. But if you see this book cover, this wasn't done by somebody that makes book covers. Vanity Witch, that's her name. I know her name says Kitty Witch Art right here, but hey, she changed her name. I didn't know, and then I was Kitty Witch Art, but her name is Vanity Witch Art. And for her, she's not a book cover artist. This was made by somebody that drew by hand.
That's awesome.
There are people out there that can do it that can do whatever you need. You just have to find them. And if you can't find them, look me up on Facebook at Yasin J. Muhammad. If you want to find somebody, just contact me and I'll find someone for you.
All right. This is Yasin Muhammad. Yasin J. Muhammad.
Muhammad. Mr. Muhammad, whatever you want to call me.
All right. Thank you for coming. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back with some community shout outs and solutions, top some loose ends, and end with 5 minutes of heat. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
Now you can get the same uncompromising truth you've come to expect from the Final Call newspaper on all your connected devices. Subscribe to the Final Call digital edition today. Go to subscribe.finalcalldigital.com.
All right, we are back. We're right in the middle of finishing up with Yasin Muhammad, Yasin J. Muhammad. Yasin J. Muhammad writes at Wix.com to get the book, or you can just go to Amazon.com. Let's put the book up there once again. Let everybody see that beautiful cover of that book. This is Fable 5, Part 1 by Yasin Muhammad. Thank you, Yasin, for coming in. Hey, listen, we're going to get right now to our community shout outs and solutions, some of the things that we were doing last week, and some of the things, Jody, that you think people need to know.
Yep. Start with you. How was your week last week?
Oh, you know what? Last week was the anniversary of the 10-year anniversary. I mean, the 10-year. No, that's ours. We're talking about 94 years of the Nation of Islam being in existence, which was July 4th. So we gathered at Muhammad's Mosque, number 91. We put a call out to Nate Hicks because we wanted to do something really special for the sisters. So we asked him if he'd come do a couple of original songs, and he was like, no problem. And he came out, made it happen. Well received by everyone. So shout out to our brother Nick Hicks for coming and doing that for us. And if you know anything about his music, check out his music. Just go to his Facebook page, scroll down, hit up his website, buy his music. And also, what else is going on? Listen, a big shout out to the brothers of the FOI, that's the Fruit of Islam, for being out with the Final Call newspaper. Let me put up one of the our recent edition of the Final Call newspaper, which says, above the law, the Supreme Court recently made whoever becomes the president like a king. They're going to be above the law. They can do whatever they want. Matter of fact, family, they already do. All right. They already sponsor genocide around the world. All right. So whatever this above the law is just a little bit more. I don't know how you can get more above the law than they are, but it is what it is. And it's a telltale sign that you could either vote for Lucifer or Satan. You can vote for the racist or the rapist, whoever you want to vote for. That's on you.
Two grumpy old men.
Right. But I will say this, two wicked, grumpy old men.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
If anything, get involved locally.
Yep.
And get involved. Learn who your council person is. Learn who your commissioner is. Learn who is even on the say it again.
City council.
Yeah, city council.
Port authority.
Yeah, learn who's on the central committee.
Mm-hmm.
All right, those are the people that help to pick the people, and also learn who's on your block watch. So and learn who is your state representative.
Yes.
Those things are important, but the higher the level, the more that they're corporate controlled cheerleaders.
Yeah,
all right.
Learn who your mayor is.
And learn who your mayor is. All right. Learn who your mayor is. So yes, you could be concerned about national politics, but you know what? We're leapfrogging over the things that we need to be concerned about in our own community, because that'll put a duty on us to learn who our council person is, to learn who our commissioner is, all right, to learn who the mayor is. And upcoming, there's going to be a city council hearing on, I don't have the image up here, but the police they want to petition to be able to keep their, I think it's called a MRAP. It's a military vehicle that it appears that they only use this when we protest.
Yeah,
all right.
that part.
And they want to continue to keep it. And they're having a hearing on the 17th. I'm going to put it up on our Facebook page. I'm going to be there to talk about why it isn't needed. It's expensive, and they say that they want to use it during severe weather. But you know what, family? We're here in Toledo, all right?
And we already know why they want to keep it.
Look, we know
Things
what
are
they're
getting heated.
right.
What happened with Julia Bates? Something like that. But anyway.
Absolutely. So be on the lookout. So those are some of the things that we're doing right now. And I want to talk about real quick, Sid Watson. Go to Sid Watson's page. Prophet. All right. Go to either Sid Watson's page or Prophet Mahmoud's page. There's a City of Toledo police officer off duty, following sisters home and trying to arrest them. So I'm gonna put that up on our page. Follow that brother. I think he's in Atlanta now. I think he may be coming back.
Yeah. It's one of the reasons why I got into radio at the first place with the Cast Off show.
All right. So so just be on up on that. And also, man, there's a lot of stuff I want to highlight real quick. Not real quick, but just
go ahead. I do all the talking anyway.
There's the American Muslims for Palestine. Shout out to everyone that continues to keep the genocide that's happening in Palestine at the forefront. Just because you don't see it on television or on the internet doesn't mean that it's not happening. Tens of thousands of people have died in Palestine, and it appears as if nobody around the world cares. But the Americans, the American Muslim for Palestine, they're continuing to protest here in Toledo. We've joined them on a couple of protests and look forward to joining them for a few more too. So I wanted to keep that in everybody's mind that is happening. It's still happening. And we say same struggle, same fight, because the same folks that they're fighting there are the same folks that are training American police officers in their tactics or in their training, which makes them oppressive here. So just wanted to add that to the chat just in case someone thought that we weren't keeping up on what's happening around the world.
I mean, just because you're in it and part of it, and again, we do a lot of stuff outside of our Tuesday and podcast or other things that you see us at. Like me personally, I don't watch the news, but I'm very well aware of everything that goes on because I am in spaces that require me to know who city council is.
That's right.
Know who the mayor is. There's a long story behind that. As we get closer to election time, I'll be talking about that myself. But know what artist going on. Know who's releasing a movie. Shout out to Nate. You might see me in the commercial. I gotta do some thrifting.
That's right.
This is me. This is my super suit when I come out the house. A lot of people ask that question too. So this is normally what I do, and I've been able to sneak it in some films and some other music videos and stuff over the years, but dressing up is not something like when you see me next weekend, you might be a little shocked that I'm not going to look like everybody else. But I try and give people forewarning, all that good stuff. But yeah, there's been a lot going on. Back to the thing of, and people know my position by now at this point in time, and that's where I am politically. There's nothing above state bar a few issues that I'm concerned about. Best way to put it, on either of them. And I emphasize either of them. I do believe this country, in all that she is, deserves better candidates, deserves better representation of who we are as a people, because I can't say either one of them fit anything that I would want to see my children and grandchildren grow up to represent. Otherwise than that, we're going to get into the...
I like that. And I co-sign that. Right. I co-sign that. They said that we could take 2 bags of trash out at the same time.
That is true. All right. I mean, although the scary thing is, I don't know, nobody being brave enough to really say enough to make change. So including here locally, I'll go back and swing over to that mayor thing. I would like to know who is going to be the mayor of my wonderful city. And I hope you do too, because 2 terms is 2 terms.
That's right.
So going on to things that you might have missed or might have been at during the last time we saw you guys' lovely faces, or vice versa, because, you know, we only see you if you make some comments down there and talk and everything, and then we could respond to all of that awesome, wonderful stuff. So, of course, we had the birth of the country.
That's right.
Mine was 19th. But yes, for those that celebrate the 4th, no matter what, is a celebration, as I posted on that day. Either it's not me to tell you you're wrong for celebrating anything like that, because the world is a dumpster fire right now in so many areas. So if you find something, anything to celebrate, do it. Just don't try and trash anybody else's celebration, because it's the same thing we have in religion too. You can't trash somebody else's happiness because it's not your happiness.
Didn't you have a poem about that?
Okay. Falling Upwards. And as I get closer to the end of the summer and getting ready to release the 17th, 18th book, because I'm going to touch my computer eventually and type some words out and make it all look beautiful. But I think about all that stuff. Doing this book and series, I ended what was known as Spoken Truth. All the books and the poems and stuff before that, because for the last few years, I've just been performing the childhood trauma series. You may see me at some other events do some of my older pieces like Simple Man or Child of the System, but the hardcore element of what this book meant to me caused me to change the passion I was doing. I made a post the other day that if you work in this field that you deal with humans on a human level, it's not just job, coworker, whatever you have to do, you are going to become burnt out. You're going to be tired and stuff like that. But I guess that's the privilege of knowing what you do for a living isn't something that's normal.
That's right.
I mean, a lot of people run away from that. So besides the 4th, we had a whole bunch of events in our great city of Toledo, Ohio. We had the We Act Tower dedication. Oh, that was Sunday, June 30th. And that was at 526 High Street. Hopefully a lot of people made it down to that. There was When Joe Comes to Town, a poetry meetup that was at the Attic. There was the We Act brunch. We Act. I always call it We Act. Is that really how you, is WAKT?
We Act.
Yeah. So radio station, there was the brunch fundraiser at 2357 Scottwood. Family and friends, strangers, 4th of July bash at Indian Lake. That was actually on the 6th. On the 6th, you might have seen some snippets, and you'll be seeing a video this Thursday, because I'm just going to keep the series going as long as I got some fresh stuff in me, or if you record me when I'm out. So next weekend, when I'm at the African American Festival performing and you record it, you send me to it, you get credit. I was at Lifeline, community dinner that's held once a month. They're going into 17 years.
Wow.
So I think he said the end of this summer. Shout out to Steve North and Julie and all the volunteers and the people to come out to share their stories. It is truly an awesome experience. We were outside. Hopefully next month we'll be outside if I'm available to make it. The Sunday too, July 7th, there was the Dewey Wing School Supply Drive. That was, I heard it did really well. That Sunday also, I had a meet and greet networking with some friends of mine. This Meeting of the Minds. It's a group on Facebook. You can, you might get an invite if you're in the area of entrepreneurship and business and trying to enlighten the community. So a whole bunch of people there, and I got to be the blip that I am, because I did bring a friend of mine and that does business and stuff like that. But until Letice, think her name is Letitia. She does a whole bunch of stuff around Toledo with promotion and everything like that. Until she came with another friend, Tashawn. They're on my Facebook. But I was the only guy in the room, and about 20, 25 women from all different backgrounds and ages and things that they do in the community. And I really had a moment there where they started talking about eyelash makeup and stuff like that, because that was one of the business things. And I just sat in my chair like,
okay.
Well, I have nothing to add to this conversation, but I am here. And the value of me being here has to be something, because there was no other dudes.
That's right.
I know there is a Man Monday that goes on. Cecil, I believe, is part of that, and some other people. So hopefully that's going well. And I just wish to see more groups like that. I don't really see too many male-centered groups that do entrepreneurship unless it's for some other goals and stuff like that, which, for me, I don't care about.
All right.
I would rather meet at a hall or a business or a library than a bar. Me, I personally don't drink really. On occasion or in celebration, it's not like I'm banning drinking or anything, but I don't find that fun. If that makes any sense. I don't find loud situations where I can't hear the other person's conversation fun. If I'm at places like that, I'm probably tuning out to society or working. Most of the time where you see me at events and concerts, I'm working in some form of capacity. So yeah, those are the things going on. Let's see, things going on this weekend before next weekend. And I know I'm getting a little rambly and stuff like that because we're getting to that point of the show
it's
where
about that time.
5 minutes of heat. And,
that's right.
As I also get to prepare for one of the largest performances here. Yeah, with the African American Festival. So there's also, because Facebook has had new rules and restrictions and all that stuff, I want to just make sure that everybody is well aware of the Park Jam going on next month. We'll be having, I don't know if we have it on this show, but we'll be showing the flyer because we are, CSRN, as you look on the flyer, we are one of the sponsors. So we also want to see this event do exceptionally well. To remind people again, it is a paid event that is not by the organizers. That is just the rules of the park. So if you see stuff going on downtown, it's like, well, why we got to pay? Lights, bills, gas, construction, security, all that stuff that the venue takes care of versus the host of the show or the sponsors of the show. So that costs money. They want their money. You want to sit in them nice park things.
I'm sure you do.
So, or you don't want to have to bring your own, that costs money. That's the reality of the world that we live in. So some upcoming events, there was tonight, and it does happen, I believe, every single Tuesday, Tech Night at Toll House. So if you're into AI and you want to learn more about that, you can head over to Toll House every single Tuesday, or, I'm going to click on the thingy.
That's right.
And make sure I got the strike. I don't want to be sending people places and stuff like that. So this is a bi-weekly event from 6 to 8, an evening of celebrating all AI tech things. Whether you're a seasoned techie or just curious, this event is for you. That's at Toll House. If you've never been, it's at 1447 North Summit. This is one of those events that you can get in, get to see the place, and not have to pay the membership if it's just not in your budget. Some things people and stuff like to say, well, why can't you? I got groceries, I got bills, I got other things I want to invest my funds in for happiness or whatever like that. And it's not always a membership. It's not always doing a GoFundMe or something like that. But this Thursday is the AAF Toledo Networking Happy Hour. And I'm going to click on this too. I think it's just going to be a day of me clicking on things. But the AAF Toledo Networking Happy Hour, in their description, they have joined us for a special happy hour at the Garden by Paco Pate, located at Market Hall at the Glass City Metro Park. Connect over drinks and other marketing, media, and design pros, swap insight ideas and stuff like that. I don't know if I've been to one, but I might have to stroll through there. I am off this Thursday, so I got my interested on there. That's why it pops up. This Thursday is also Open Expressions, which is an open mic at 1201 Madison, Toledo, Ohio. The 13th through the 14th is Toledo's second annual Plant Festival, Whiteford Greenhouse. So if you're into plants and stuff, there is the second annual plant festival. This Saturday is also Uncloistered Poetry Live at 4 p.m. Not sure. I might make that one too because I do get off at 4. So that's going to be at the Peacock. Shout out to Joni and all of the poets that they have featured. It looks like Tom Brewer, Jason, I can't pronounce your last name and I'm not going to attempt to butcher it, Jeremy, and probably some other people. They always follow by open mic. So hop over to the Peacock if you can this Saturday at 4. And this Sunday is Phoenix Rising, a Guardian. If you ever heard of the co-op, Phoenix Co-op.
Yeah, right there on Sylvania.
Yep. They are having a garden party and potluck fundraiser.
Okay.
I believe, let's see the address. Yes, it's going to be at the Phoenix Co-op. That's 1447 West Sylvania Avenue, Toledo, Ohio. So hope to see you over there if you can make it. And wow, there's a lot of stuff. This Sunday at 5 p.m. is the Swell Magazine launch party. That's going to be over at the Attic. Emily Allison and Laura Elizabeth, I believe they just launched a magazine and stuff like that. So if you can head over to the Attic at 5 o'clock, that is where that will be. And Yasin already talked about Nate Hicks' music video. I believe that is at Owens Community College. And if you check out his page or Shayla Chanel, they can give you more details about it. I believe it is 50s era theme. So, be part of a music video. They
That's what's up.
Both talented artists, and I'm glad to be able to call them friends. And let's see, more stuff this Sunday. Season 2, show 2 of Toledo's Top Talent at the Imagination Station. I believe that is one of the commercials that we play.
I believe so. Or soon they'll pay. They'll soon. There you go.
But that is the House of Chaos and Melinda Sanchez. They're going to be at the Imagination Station for season 2, show 2 of Toledo's Top Talent at the Key Theater. So that should give you a list of range of everything that you could do this weekend if you wanted to get out and do some stuff. Also, cities and communities are getting better. So if you're not here locally or you're in another city, go to that little tab on events and just browse through some stuff. You may see some people that you may not know and go to an event that you may not have been to before.
All right. Hey, listen, let's go ahead and pay some bills. If you like what we do, we would appreciate if you comment, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube page. We're looking to get at least 100,000 subscribers, so we get that whatever that thing is, that logo, YouTube logo that comes, the plaque that comes in the mail.
Yep, and we can put it right there on our wall when we do our shows.
Right, and if you want to follow us, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. If you want to support us via Cash App, that's hashtag CSRN 419. PayPal is CSRN 419. We do have some, just a few more Black Lives Matter yard signs to be the only one or the first one on your block for the summer to have your official Black Lives Matter sign. If you feel about some type of way about the police, well, we have our defund the Toledo Police Department signs with the defund12.org/Toledo. That's always a party favorite. And be on the lookout for our CSRN of Toledo yard signs that's coming up. And what Jody was talking about earlier, CSRN is a co-sponsor of the Park Jam, Strictly R&B. That's going to be August 17th at Promenade Park. That's 400 Water Street, Toledo, Ohio. There's the QR code on the flyer right there. Just hover over that, get all the information. And I want to give a shout out to the sponsors too. They got that crawler right there. Yeah, let us see all the sponsors for the Park Jam.
Yep.
That's the Junction Coalition, Taylor Automotive, of course, CSRN, the City of Toledo, and many, many, many others that have come together to put something positive in our community.
Yep.
If we don't, no one else will. Lil D is going to host it Also, country's going to be there. Music by Porter, the DJ. We've got Case, if you remember Case. Adina Howard. I'm going to be there for Adina. My wife probably listening right now. I'm not going to be there for Adina.
We're going to get some after the chats.
Yeah. All right. That's all right. That's all right. And also Bobby V, along with, just a good feel, a good vibe is going to be a part of this. So go ahead, get your ticket now on www.strictlyrnb419.com. Hey, I almost did that.
That was good.
That was for sure. All right. Hey, we're sponsoring, so we need to be able to promote it and put it out there.
That is very true. And it's part of being street teams. If I see my name on the flyer somewhere or something I'm going to act like it's just as important to me as it should be to the host and the investors and all of that stuff too. One thing I've kept in my career, even if you have me as a feature on your open mic, or I know I'm going to promote it like it's my own. I can't expect everybody to do all the work.
Right. And before we get to 5 minutes of heat, join us every Sunday, 300 block of Boston Place for Eden Urban Gardening. This is our 2024 season, 4 to 6 or 4 until Sister Yvette tells us we're done. Just join us, join the fun, planting, and a lot more. It's the only garden with the defund the police and Black Lives Matter signs. So you already know what it is when you pull up. So come join us. I think I got everything out. For today. Now we're going to transition to something called 5 minutes of heat. And you might ask, well, what is that? Well, CSRN, we just don't do stuff like everybody else. This is something new. So we even close out our meetings different. We close it out with creative expression, and 5 minutes of heat comes from that 5 minutes of funk song or rap back in the late 80s or early 90s, Houdini, and we just kind of switched it around and added some extra flavor to when we close meetings out, and even when we close out a podcast. One of the things that we don't do is ask our elder for permission. We don't have to do that. I know. So I was going to call out some names to join us, but then I don't want to put myself out there like that. All right. So Jody, what do we have for 5 minutes of heat today?
Well, since this will be one of the pieces, I'm not going to tell you all of them I'm going to be doing during my set, but I know I have a 25, 30-minute set, so I get to do about 4. With intro and exit poems of mine that will be from Childhood Trauma Series 1 and 2. And this one is definitely one that's near and dear to my heart. It's a combination of Broken Clock and I Grew Up on PBS, kind of merged and mashed into one awesome piece, thanks to a conversation that I had. And when that book is released, just like in all of my books, for people that don't know, if you inspire a poem, if something like that, you get credit.
That's right.
You may never write a book in your entire life, but you will be in a library, you will be in Congress. When anybody purchases a book from me or online at Amazon, that they're going to know your name. So I hope you're ready for that. As an author, I find it one of the most greatest joys we can do, because even when I'm gone, and you might be gone too, your name will live on through history. So this piece is called Blip, and I thank Shamir Melvin and Darius Simpson in part for helping me kind of construct this piece through some conversations we were having and through what this year has been. It was published back in March 17th of this year. So without further ado, let's begin. Peace. Blip. So the other day, me and my friend were having a conversation, and she called herself a blip. Black, live, in person. I told her that is one of the nicest statements, yes, nicest statements I've ever heard. I've been called many things in my life, and this one is the one that describes me the best. We looked up the definition, and it provided even more reason for me to use this description, yes, this description for myself. It read, an unexpected, minor and typically temporary deviation from a general trend. That definition describes me more than anything else I've been called in life. I've been Black, melanated, a BIPOC, African-American, Negro, sun-kissed, ebony, minority, brown, called an Israelite, token, a few N-words, yes, a few N-words I will not repeat, and a few phrases, yes, a few phrases when none of those descriptions fit me. You're not like the rest of them, but you're a good one. When you seem so educated. What side of town did you grow up on? Hey, Chief. Hey, big guy. And the one that always gets on my nerves. What race are you? In my life, I've never let the melanation of my skin, my ancestry, dictate what I can do. Because I was told from childhood that I can be anything. And that's exactly what I decided to do. I'm an artist, author, publisher, poet, event coordinator, city official, actor, bridge builder, mentor, father, ear to listen, shoulder to lean on, cry, yes, cry if you need to, fist for defense. And I will walk through any door my purpose leads me to. I was always told, if you change for those around you, you will eventually lose you. So I go to everything with a smile on my face, just as I am, because I know someone needs to see the person that looks like you. Someone needs to know that these parts of life are not off limit because the color of your hue. So I embrace, yes, I embrace being a blip, because although my time might be finite, I am definitely someone that does not stand by the status quo. And I know that interruption in the normal way things go brings a lot of people together into places, yes, places they did not know they could go. So wherever you go, embrace the deviation of not looking like everyone else, inspiring someone to do something new. In peace.
And as always, we snap our fingers. All right. Big shout out to everyone that was commenting in our inbox, and also shout out to those that wanted us to give a shout out to something. But you know how they say, I want to say hi to your mom or whatever. So, but anyway, hey,
like,
still,
hey, Mom, I'm on the show.
Yeah, something like that, or only a little different. But anyway, I'm glad that you found the time to even comment and add some humor to our chat. And you know what, Jody, and also shout out to Yasin Muhammad for the author coming in and talking about Fable 5 Part 1. It's on Amazon. Go ahead, get it, get the hardback, get the paperback, but just get it. And as always, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. And Black lives can't matter until all Black lives matter. Justice or else.
Yeah.
Peace. All right, great job, Yasin.